Hey guys, ReDStrukk here, and today I have an amazing line of sight here on Dome. It's really great. You guys are going to be the only ones who know how to do it, so you don't have to worry about anybody else ever doing this. It's just going to be you, and it'll make the game a lot more fun for everybody. So today we're doing my top 10 favorite Modern Warfare 3 maps. So number 10, Dome, right here. Dome. Probably not one of the best smaller maps we've had. It's not bad because it's a small map and it's not real open, I guess, unless you go out in the middle, out where that tank is. And it's pretty solid, nothing amazing, but you know, pretty good for Dome. Not as good as the World at War Dome, that's for sure. This map is just can't compare with it. It just can't. And no matter how much you might think it does, it doesn't. So don't get confused with that. This map is not nearly as good as the World at War Dome. And if you argue against that, you're wrong. So, yeah. Number 9 is Fallen. Now you might say, Fallen, that map is full of campers. There's so many two-story buildings you can set up and just pick off guys with. Yeah, kind of, but I just like the way this map is set up. It's great. It's got a lot of good routes, not too crazy. It's not like a Treyarch like Scribble. It's not too crazy with all the routes, but it's good enough to where it makes a great map. And this was also my map where I got my first Moab on. I remember I knew everybody else had already gotten a Moab, so I'm like, I kind of want to go for one and get a Moab. So I start going into free-for-all games because that's the easiest one to get it on. I put on my MP7 tryhard class, and it took me about 4-ish games before I got it. The first one I kept dying a lot. The second one I got to about 16, 17, something like that, and then I died. And the third one I got to like 7, and then I died, and then I left that. And I think it was the fourth one that I actually got into Fallen. And I mostly stayed around this area the whole time. I stayed into that building to the left right there, back behind me. That's really good for cover. So I'm giving you guys some Moab tips, some personal stories of when I got my first Moab. And I don't have gameplay of it, sadly, because theater mode wasn't working at that time. There was a host migration and it like split up the game, and I only had like the first minute of the game or so. So that's why it's not on the screen right now. Number 8 is Hard Hat. Hard Hat was a great map because it was so simple. It looked kind of like a peace sign. It was just a big circle around the edge, and then there was 3 ways that like met up, and you could go through the map like that. It wasn't too complex or anything. Like I said a million times, I love maps that are designed like this. This map I think was a fan favorite because it got picked for the Modern Warfare 3 Some playlist, as well as Dome and Mission. So Hard Hat, pretty good map, I gotta say. Good old Bakaara comes in at number 7. This was fun for online, and it was a ton of fun for infected. You could just infect yourself at the beginning of the game, and there's always be kids sitting on one of these little airplane, or not airplane, helicopter rotor things, wings, or whatever you want to call them, I don't know. But there was, whichever one they were on, you could always knife them, because there was a truck over there you could jump and knife, and you could also jump from that building where I was just in, that 2-story balcony. And right here you could just jump from below and knife people right there. So that's not really the best spot for infected. There really is no great spot for infected in this. Even if you get in the middle of one of those pillars like I just was, still not good. So, you know, tips and tricks, infected. You're kind of on your own on this map. This is one of the better maps where you just have to find a corner and hold out, which I really like that. The last 3 maps, well, yeah, all 3 of the last Final Assault maps, Gulch, Boardwalk, and what was the other one? Oh yeah, Parish. Parish was hard for infected. Like, that's hardcore. But those were really good maps. They realized that they need to stop putting these cheap ladders, and there was so many glitch spots. I don't think there was any glitch spots for those, but Anyway, I like those 3 maps. Those 3 maps were good. So we'll talk more about those maps at the end. So Bakaara comes in at number 7. So speaking of Boardwalk, Boardwalk is number 6. Boardwalk was one of the best DLC maps we got in this game. There was a lot of good DLC maps in this game, better than Modern Warfare 2. That was a horrible game for DLC. Black Ops was alright. I mean, the zombie maps were pretty good, so that made up for it. Except for Call of the Dead, but we won't talk about that. George. So, anyway, we're getting off topic here. I gotta play some Dance Dance or whatever this isn't even Dance Dance. It's like footprints coming every which way. Like, come on, Infinity Ward. You never played Dance Dance Revolution before? This is nothing like it. And I'm still trying to do it here. So, Boardwalk, colorful map, a lot of fun. It's got a cool roller coaster and that drop tower thing. I've actually ridden a drop tower just like that, where it falls down and curves. It was at Cedar Point back in like 2008, I want to say. Yeah, 2008. And it's no longer there because I went there last summer. And I don't know why they'd get rid of it. It's a good ride. See right there? That thing's awesome. It's awesome. It was so much fun to ride. And I wish we could go on it in this map. I wish you could run on the roller coaster, kind of like how you could on, what was that map? Carnival from Modern Warfare 2. Carnival had quite a few fun spots on it, but it wasn't really that great of a map for actually online, so that's why I didn't put it in my top 10 on Modern Warfare 2. If you haven't watched that, go watch it right now. It's in this same playlist, and I can link the playlist for you. So anyway, Boardwalk number 6. Village was another good map, just the way it was set up. Village is going to have to be number 5. There was a lot of grass you could hide in. You know, there was that hill that people camped on, but there's so many ways to get them out of there. You could throw grenades. You could jump up on the T-Mart box. That's actually, all right, T-Mart, I got to give you that. That's actually a pretty good video that you put out. You know, it's one of those more helpful ones that helps the community more than hurts it. So I'm not gonna bag on T-Mart, but like some of the videos are just unnecessary. But let's stop hating on T-Mart. Don't hate on T-Mart. He seems like a cool dude. Maybe not for what he posts all the time, but for who he is. So don't judge a book by its cover. Yeah, life lessons with ReDStrukk. Here we go. So Village, really fun, really good domination map. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So number 5. Mission was awesome. Kill streaks for days. This map was just set up so great. It almost sounded like I was like rapping right there. Maybe I'll do another rap soon. If you haven't watched my Lodestar, I like to advertise my videos in my videos just in case you don't know. If you haven't seen my Lodestar, you can go watch that. Just go through my channel, and it's like Modern Warfare. No, not Modern Warfare 2. Map Pack 2 jumps in spots, and it was just kind of a funny like mess around. Like, hey, here's Map Pack 2. I got it early or something like that. Even though I'm just a loser and I don't have map packs early because I'm not that cool. You can go check out that video to hear me do a really crazy, weird, not that good rap over there. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. But this video is about mission and how much fun it was and how good it was set up and how it was good for team deathmatch and kill confirmed and domination and search and destroy, and this was a good map and I loved it. The end. Man, 9 minutes already. This is turning out to be pretty long. I don't think Rye Williams is going to be very happy because he wants 8-minute videos instead of 12-minute videos. He got on me about that, so I have to please him. So, yeah, I just better stop talking to get this video shorter. Who am I kidding? I'm not going to stop talking because I never stop talking. And yet people still think I'm a quiet person, which I don't know how that is. So Overwatch right here was awesome. It was one of the first DLC things that came out that actually I really loved. And it was fun because it took place on top of a building. You could jump on all sorts of stuff. It was 2 stories, which was kind of unique, but kind of not. And so I'm falling through the map here, and we're going to be falling through the next map. Get ready. Here it comes. I'm about to break out in rap. Yeah. You all saw it coming. Number 2 is Resistance. Resistance. Man, how do you not like this map? This map was awesome. Fun ground war map. Fun domination map. There's so many good moments I have doing this map. It was just great. Great for kill streaks. Great for doing all sorts of stuff. Oh, man. I remember playing this map right before the map packs came out. It was like, I wouldn't know, the third map pack with all the face-off stuff. I was waiting for it to come out, and the day before, like, it was like 4 in the morning or something at this point, and just right before that, like a few hours ago, maybe at like 9 or 10, I was playing, and that's when I got my very first Moab, and then just later that evening, I was able to get my second one, and then after that, I'm like, oh man, this is frustrating. I'm not going for a Moab again, because I just decided to go, like, I clicked on my specialist class, and I'm like, yeah, we're getting a Moab this game. I don't care. And I ended up getting a Moab, and I was very happy because I had 2 Moabs, and I'm like, is it worth the frustration? Not really. And I also tried just a day or so ago to try and get Moabs or get like Reapers and stuff, and it's hard to even get a Reaper with all the Dead Man's Hand explosions. I remember I had an 8 kill streak. I was running Pred Missile, Attack Chopper, and Reaper, and I got a whole bunch of attack choppers, but whatever your highest kill streak is, you're never going to get it. That's a pro tip. It could be a Predator Missile as your highest kill streak, and you're still not going to get it if that's your highest kill streak, because that's just how the game works. The odds aren't in your favor, so I'm sorry about that. But anyway, we're at the main menu screen right here, and this is pretty boring to watch, I know, so I'm going to have to stop talking to make Ryan Williams happy. But as number 1, you can see is Offshore because it's loading up right now, and I still haven't stopped talking from the last clip, and I'm rambling on and on while this is loading. So let's see what Offshore is. Alright, Offshore is number 1. So Offshore was fun because you could jump around on stuff, and it was just crazy, and it was colorful, and maps have to be colorful, and they get an extra points, you know, on the map scale. There's a map scale, an official ReDStrukk map scale, 1 out of 10 of how good the map is, and this one right here is like a 9 or a 10 because it was really fun. Just a bunch of jump stuff to jump around on. They had that giant catwalk for no reason that I'm going to run over here in a second and get on. And they just had a lot of different jumps and a lot of fun stuff, and this was one of the best. If you could get into a ground war game of domination on this map with a bunch of noobs on the other team who didn't know what they were doing, that's just a good time right there. That's a really good time. So I'm up here, and this is the time of the commentary where I ramble about how awesome I am for posting daily videos. So I'm going to be posting daily videos now. If I can and if I feel like it, and I want to make sure that all my videos are good, so I'm not just going to throw up something if I don't feel like it's a good video. But I think this is a good video, and I think you're going to like most of my videos because I always try to put up good videos. And speaking of good videos, you should watch our podcast coming out tomorrow morning on Saturday morning, because we do it every Friday night, and we're going to have 6 people on this one, including myself, and we would have 7. But, you know, Johnny's ditching again, so you can go make fun of him on his channel. Mr. JHunter02, yeah, go get mad at him and spam comments on all his videos and tell him that he needs to be on the podcast. So, anyway, we're going to have 6 people. We're going to have Brian, Ryan, Steiner, who else? Francisco, and James. And who am I missing? I think that's it. So those are the 6 people that we're going to have on. It should be a lot of fun. Number 2 probably wasn't as good as number 1, although number 2 we had Francisco, and he's awesome, and I think he's going to be on our podcast a lot more now. So be looking forward to him because he's cool. and he's Mexican, and he's awesome, and he's really chill, and he speaks Spanish, and it's really funny to hear him speak Spanish. I don't know why. You guys are gonna call me racist in the comments down below, just because I mentioned the word Mexican, and I mentioned the word Spanish. That suddenly makes me racist. So I'm sorry that I'm racist because I said those two words. What can I say? I absolutely hate all races, even white people. So, now that I've made the most controversial commentary ever, let's end it. Goodbye, everybody. Hope you guys have a good day, and I hope you watch the podcast. It's coming out tomorrow morning, because it'll be awesome. And it'll be the third one. The GINOP, Gay Is Not Okay podcast. We renamed it from the Undead Empire podcast. For whatever reason, we thought it'd be a funny name because we talked about that on the second one. And if you watch the second one, you would already know that. So, watch the podcast. It's actually really entertaining. Play some COD while you're doing it, so it's not too boring. You're looking at the picture. And I'm almost out of gameplay here. I'm running out. I'm sorry, Ra Weems. I'm gonna run out of stuff. Dr. Shish Kaboob or whatever your channel's name is. Ra Weems. He's not gonna be happy that this video was really long, and he's probably not gonna watch it either. And this is a really long video, and I've said that 500 times already. But this is the last time I'm gonna say goodbye, so goodbye.